The scarecrow and the flowers are solar, so they dance. If you like these, solar dancing flower and the scarecrow, I got them at Dollar Tree for $1. And also this Be Thankful pumpkin. And yes, these lovely fall oven mitts are also from Dollar Tree. Now I just want to show a close-up of each of my pumpkins. This is just a glass pumpkin that I bought from Autumn Radiance. It's really pretty. This is the pumpkin with the braided cable down the center and the papaya color. And this is the papaya color with just the straight posts down the center. Here's a different color for the pumpkin, like a lighter orange with the straight posts down the center. And then you can crochet your pumpkin and make a kitchen towel topper. I show how to make that. This is with the softer orange, light orange color, and the towel that it's on. Now these other towels that I used have the Life's a Hoot design for a kitchen towel topper. I have a separate video tutorial for Life's a Hoot kitchen towel topper for beginners. It's real easy, quick and easy to make. I also have the written pattern for the Life's a Hoot kitchen towel topper, and it's free for download in my Helen May Crochet YouTube channel Facebook group for my members. And these just make wonderful gifts for people or for your own house. I'm going to be showing you how to make this adorable crochet pumpkin. This one I made out of my acrylic yarn, but I'm going to be showing you how to make it using your 100% cotton yarn. For this crochet project, you're going to need your 4mm crochet hook, as well as a tapestry needle and a pair of scissors. You can choose whatever orange color you want. The yarn that I'm using is from I Love This Cotton. I just love the texture of this cotton yarn, and it's not that expensive. And you can catch it on sale as well. It's 100% cotton. Here's some information about this yarn. And the color of this one is papaya. So it's a really bright orange color. If you don't want the bright orange color, or you want to combine different oranges, which I'm going to do, I'm going to make one this different colored orange. This one is also by I Love This Cotton yarn. And the color of this one is glowing. And then the other color that I'm using is bright green, and this one also is by I Love This Cotton yarn. I love it also because all of my free patterns ended up being crochet. So I have this beautiful scarf and this sweater. For the brown yarn, I'm just using my coffee colored Red Heart Super Saver. It's just for the stem, so it'll be for the top of the pumpkin. And let me give some information for those of you that don't have Red Heart. If you find a brown I Love This Cotton yarn, you can use that too. I just didn't look for a brown colored yarn in this cotton. So the first thing you're going to do is just take your yarn, the orange colored yarn that you've chosen, and then just form a loop. Then take your crochet hook, go right through the loop, hold the base of the loop with your middle finger and your thumb, then just yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and go through the loop for a slip knot. Go ahead and cinch that knot down, and then cinch the loop around your crochet hook. Then we're going to make a chain. So I'm just going to show you 4 of them on video tutorial. Just yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and go through the loop for 1 chain. We're going to be making a chain of 18. So a chain of 18, and I'm just going to show you 4 of them. Yarn over, go through the loop for 1. That's chain of 3, chain of 4. So go ahead, finish a chain of 18 and then come back. After you finish your chain of 18, we're going to make a double crochet into the 4th chain from the hook. So just count 4 chains back, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to make a double crochet into that 4th chain from the hook. So you just yarn over, go into the 4th chain from the hook. You're going to bring up a loop. You have 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over, turn the hook upside down and go through 2 of the loops. You have 2 loops remaining. Yarn over, turn the hook upside down and go through the 2 remaining loops. Now, go ahead and make 1 double crochet in every stitch back across. I'm just going to work a couple of them with you. So go ahead, finish making the 1 double crochet in every stitch back across, and then come back. You should have a total of 16 double crochet after that row. Now we're going to move up to the next row. You're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Go ahead and turn your work, and then you're going to make a double crochet into the same stitch. So just yarn over, go into the same stitch. So you're going into the stitch right below the chain 3. Bring up a loop. Make your double crochet. Then you're going to make 1 double crochet into the next 2 stitches. And then we're going to make a back post double crochet around the next stitch. So I'm just going to show you with my tapestry needle. So here is the next stitch, which is the top of the next double crochet. And then right below that stitch is the double crochet post. We're going to be working around that post. So here is the space before the post, and then here is the space after the post. So we're going to be making a back post double crochet around this next stitch. So make sure you have the right stitch before you make it. You're going to yarn over, you're going to go behind the work, and you're going to go into that space before the next double crochet post. You're going to go in front of the post and then go into the space after the post. So this is what it looks like in the front and then on the back. So you can see that the post is in back of your crochet hook, which is why it's called the back post double crochet. So then you're going to yarn over, and then you're going to bring up a loop. So yarn over and bring up a loop. And then you have 3 loops on your crochet hook. You're going to make your double crochets, just yarn over and then go through 2 of the loops, and then yarn over and go through the 2 remaining loops, and then you finished a back post double crochet. And this is what it will look like. Then you're going to make 1 double crochet into the next 2 stitches. So you just yarn over, and then you're actually just going into the stitch. So 1 double crochet into the next 2 stitches. And then you're going to work a back post double crochet again. So just yarn over. I'm going to go behind the work in the space before the next double crochet post. Go into the space after the post, bring up a loop. You have 3 loops on the hook. Make your double crochet. Actually, I should say back post double crochet. And this is how your work looks. I'm going to back up a little bit now. So I finished 2 back post double crochet. I'm going to make 1 double crochet into the next 2 stitches. There's 1. Now I'm going to make a back post double crochet. This will be my 3rd one for the row. You can kind of see how I'm holding my fingers. You don't have to hold your fingers just like me, but if you're having difficulty, you can kind of see how I hold mine. But whatever way to get that back post to look like this. That's my 3rd one. So then I'm going to make 1 double crochet into the next 2 stitches. And then I'm going to make my back post double crochet. This is my 4th one. This is what it looks like on the right side. The wrong side. And this is what it looks like on the right side, where you can see the posts forming for your pumpkin. Then you should have 3 stitches left. You're going to make 1 double crochet into each of the stitches except for the last stitch. In the last stitch, you're going to make 2 double crochet into the same stitch. So now we're going to move up to the next row. That second row had 18 stitches. Now we're going to move up to the 3rd row. So you're going to chain 3. And then turn your work. You're going to make 1 double crochet into the same stitch. So go into that same stitch and make a double crochet. Then you're going to make 1 double crochet into the next 2 stitches. Then here you can see the back post double crochet stitch. We're going to be making a front post double crochet around that stitch. So you're going to skip the next stitch. So you're skipping this stitch and you're going to work a front post double crochet around that next stitch. So you just yarn over, and then you're going to skip a stitch, and this time, since we're making a front post double crochet, you're going to go in front of the work, crochet work, go into the space before the post, go behind the post and come up in the space after the post, and then you can see the post is in front of your crochet hook, and that's how it gets its name, front post double crochet. And then you work the double crochet the same way. So we're going to yarn over, you're going to bring up a loop, you have 3 loops on the hook, make your double crochet, and then you just completed a front post double crochet. Now what we're going to do is we're going to turn our work. So go ahead and turn your work, because we want to make a double crochet into the skipped stitch. So here you can see from the back of the work that this is the skipped stitch. So we're going to go in the center and we're going to come up the 2 loops of the skipped stitch and make our double crochet. So go ahead and yarn over, and then you're going to go from behind the 2 loops into the skipped stitch. You're going to bring up a loop, and then you just make your double crochet in the skipped stitch. Now you're going to make a double crochet into the same stitch that you made your front post double crochet around. So here you can see the 2 loops of the front post double crochet stitch. So on the front is the front post around the previous row's back post double crochet. Well, we want to make a double crochet into that same stitch. So you're going to yarn over. Actually, what you can do is go ahead and turn your work back so that the right side is facing you. Now that you know that you're going to be working into the same stitch that you made your front post double crochet, I just think it's easier from this direction. So you just yarn over, go into that stitch, and make your double crochet. And what that does is it moves that front post double crochet over, and it gives you that curved look for your front post double crochet. Now we're going to increase the number of stitches between the 2 front post double crochet stitches. So in the next stitch we're going to make 2 double crochet into the same stitch. So just yarn over, you're going to go into the next stitch, and you're going to make 2 double crochet into the same stitch. And then you're going to make 1 double crochet into the next stitch. So for this pattern, I'm just going to show you. I made the curved stitches on the side, and then in the center I just made them straight. Just makes it easier. So here you're not going to be skipping a stitch. You're just going to be making a front post double crochet, a regular front post double crochet around the previous row's back post double crochet. So just yarn over, and then you're going to go in the front this time because we're making a front post double crochet, and you're going to bring the post into the front of your crochet hook. Go ahead and bring up a loop, make your double crochet, and you can see how it just makes it straight in the center. Now I'm just keeping the stitches the same in the center. We have 2 double crochet on the previous row. You're going to make 1 double crochet into each of those stitches. And then that should bring you to the next front post double crochet in the center. So you're going to make a front post double crochet around that next stitch. This is how your work should be looking so far. Now you're going to make 1 double crochet into the next stitch. And then just like we did for this side, we're going to repeat the same thing for here. We want to increase the number of stitches between the 2 posts. So you're going to make 2 double crochet into the next stitch. So now we want this post to curve this way. So I'm going to show you how to do that. You're going to make 1 double crochet into the next 2 stitches. Then we're going to make our front post double crochet around the previous stitches, back post double crochet from the previous row. So you take your crochet hook, you yarn over, you go back around the front so that the post is on front of your crochet hook. Then you're going to bring up a loop, make your double crochet, and then that will angle your front post double crochet the opposite direction from the other opposite side. Then you should have 3 stitches left. You're going to make 1 double crochet into each of these stitches except for the last stitch. In the last stitch you're going to make 2 double crochet into the same stitch. And then that finishes up your 3rd row. So you should have finished 24 stitches for that row. Let me count them with you. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Now we're going to move up to the 4th row. So go ahead and chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Then turn your work. That first chain 3 again counts as your first double crochet for the row, and we're going to make 1 more double crochet into that same stitch. Just yarn over, go into the same stitch, bring up a loop, and then make your double crochet. And what that does is it creates the curve on the side of the bottom of the pumpkin, or I should say pumpkin. My southern accent coming through. So you have 2 stitches, 2 double crochet in the same stitch. Then you're going to make 1 double crochet into the next 2 stitches. Don't miss that first stitch. And then that should leave you 1 stitch before the previous row's front post double crochet. So you have that 1 stitch there that we're going to skip. So now we're going to move up to the 5th row. So you're going to chain 3 and turn your work. So for this 5th row, you should have exactly 28 stitches, just like you had for the 4th row. So you're not going to add a stitch into the same stitch. You're going to work a double crochet into the next stitch over. And you're going to work the next 3 rows, including this one, the exact same way as the 5th row. So after the 5th row, the 6th and 7th row will be crocheted the exact same way. I'm going to work this one with you. So 1 double crochet into the next stitch. And for these 3 rows, you're not going to skip a stitch because you're no longer going to curve that outer post. So you're going to make a double crochet into the next stitch. So you can see how I have 4 regular double crochet on this end. On the other end, you're going to end with 4 as well. So now that brings you to the front post double crochet stitch. You're going to make a front post double crochet around that stitch. And I just want to show you something here. Keep in mind that this is the stitch for the front post double crochet. You're not going to be working that stitch. You're just going to be working around the post of that stitch. So that means that this next stitch over here needs a double crochet. So just so you don't confuse those 2 stitches. So I'm making a front post double crochet around the next stitch. Then I'm going to make a double crochet into the next stitch. So that's 1, 2. Go ahead and make 1 double crochet into each of these stitches until you get to the next front post double crochet. So I just made 1 double crochet into 7 stitches, and that brings me to one of my middle front post double crochets. So I'm going to make a front post double crochet. Then I'm going to make 1 double crochet in each of the 2 middle stitches. And that brings me to my second middle front post double crochet. So I'm going to make a front post double crochet around that one. And then I'm going to make 1 double crochet into the next 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stitches, which is the same as here. So go ahead, make 1 double crochet into the next 7 stitches, and then that brings you to your front post double crochet. So I just want to show you so you don't confuse these stitches, because the next stitch is your post stitch. So you're going to be working around the post only. So you're not going to be working into the top of that front post double crochet, only the post. And then that would leave you with 4 remaining stitches to make 1 double crochet into each of those remaining stitches. So you just make your front post double crochet, and then you're going to make 1 double crochet into the 4 remaining stitches. And the reason I point that out is because it can be confusing whether or not you have to work into the stitch of the front post, which you don't, because then you're going to add stitches. So that's the only confusing thing for this row, which it really isn't confusing if you work it the way I just did. Then, if you count your stitches, you should have 28. If you don't, then you'll need to redo this row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So go ahead, work the next 2 rows the exact same way, and then come back.